Hey Hope, congratulations on getting a guitar for Christmas. That's really super cool. I'm excited for you. I'm happy about it. I'm sure many others may have also gotten a guitar for Christmas. So you got a guitar for Christmas, and now what? I want to give you some valuable tips and information that I wish I had known when I first started playing guitar. It would have saved me years of time. When I started, we didn't have electronic tuners, but now we do. You can get a Super Snark. It clips on the end of your guitar. That's what you see me using at church every week. Or you could get a free app for your phone. There's a lot of free tuners as well, as this one's about $20. You probably want a capo at some point to clip on your guitar. You see me using that a lot. And yesterday I showed you my fingertips, because it's really important that you try to get your fingers conditioned, your tips, the tips of the fingers conditioned to what they're about to experience. There will be some fingertip pain involved in your first few weeks, maybe month even, of your first bit of guitar playing, because your fingers aren't used to that. And it seems like it takes a lot of pressure and strength to press down on the strings at first, but you'll get a whole lot better at that, and your fingers, when they get tough on the ends, you won't even feel that anymore. So if there's anything I can encourage you to do is some of these exercises that I'm about to show you that will help toughen up your fingertips, and that's going to help you a lot. So you want all your fingers to work good, so you can start with an exercise like this. I'm just going to go to the 5th fret number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm on string number 1. Trying to use my fingertips, and I'm using a downstroke with my pick. Okay, so you can see that I'm going to pick down. You play that note. Next, use your second finger on the next fret. So leave that first finger where it is, put your second finger on the next fret, and play that note with a downstroke. Next, use your third finger on the next fret and use a downstroke to play that, and then try to use your pinky, and of course that's going to be the toughest one at first. And then you can repeat that process. Use your fingertips. The thumb needs to be like this on the back of the guitar. You know, you don't want it down here, and you don't want it wrapped around like this. You want your wrist to be down so that you can use your fingertips. Whatever speed you find comfortable at first, you just do that as many times as you can, and do it on the other strings as well. And then do it in other positions on the fretboard, so that you don't have to just stay right here on the 5th fret. You should do it on each fret. And I would try to devote about 5 minutes a day getting started to this exercise, and try to make it as many days of the week as you can. A couple of days of practice during the week is not going to help you that much. The mechanics and the motions that we use for guitar, they're small muscles in the fingers, and they require a lot of frequent repetition. So if you can have a couple of practice sessions, short practice sessions in the day, that's going to be even better than one long one. I feel like frequency of practice is important, especially in the beginning. Now you're probably ready to play some songs, so you're going to need a handful of chords, and they come in families. I would probably start, if I were you, by learning the G family of chords, and I'll show you 3 right now. A G chord can be played a lot of different ways, but here's a good way to get started. You can put your first finger right here on fret number 2, string number 5. Put your second finger right here on string number 6. This is fret 3, okay? So those 2 fingers will be right there. And already, if you just played 5 strings, you'd have a great sound of a G chord. That's 5 strings. But if you put a finger here on the 3rd fret of string number 1, then you can play all your strings like this. And that's a real good G to get started with. Next, I'm going to show you a C chord, alright? So you put your 3rd finger on string number 5, fret 3. You put your 2nd finger on string number 4, fret number 2. and you put your first finger on the string number 2, fret number 1. So you got this shape right here. If you can take a look at that, that's what that's going to look like. Then you're going to strum down on 5 strings. So I'm not playing this big string at all. Once you've worked on these 2 chords a little bit, you want to try to get really fast at going back and forth from one chord to the next. So play your G chord, and then play your C chord. Play your G chord, then play your C chord. Now, you may have noticed already that G can be played like this with these fingers, and if you prefer to do it that way, that's just fine. Eventually, hopefully, you'll be able to do G like this or like this. Alright, so let's learn one more chord in this family. We call it primary chords in the key of G. It's the 3 chords that are the most used in the key of G. The next one is a D chord. I've got my first finger right here on string number 3, fret number 2. And I've got my second finger also on fret number 2, but it's on the first string. And then the third finger goes on the 3rd fret, string number 2. So you wind up with something that looks like this. These 2 are on the same fret. This one sort of divides them on the next fret. Alright, so you're going to play 4 strings only with this D chord. So you start your pick on the D string. You don't play the 2 big strings, okay? And there's, some other things that'll be helpful to start doing. You want to start studying a little bit. So go ahead and learn the names of your open strings. I'll go over them with you now. The big one is called E. When you play it open, that's an E note, and we call this the E string. The 5th string is called A. That's an A note. This is the A string. The next string, string number 4, is D. String number 3 is G. String number 2 is B. And string number 1 is also E. So we've got E, A, D, G, B, and E. I've heard all kinds of little sentences to help people remember that. A good one is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. But in the long run, you want to know the names of these strings without having to say a sentence. So you can just drill yourself on the names of them. I tell people to do 3 at a time and just play a random string and name it. Try these 3 and then try these 3, and then very soon you'll just be able to name a random open string. That covers the note names here on this imaginary fret 0. This is an imaginary fret 0 that you don't have to press, but it works like the other frets. So you could also practice playing all the notes on your guitar. You could do it the way we talked about earlier, like this. Or you could do it with any finger you want to, just working your way up the string, getting used to how hard you have to press, getting used to the different pitch changes that occur when you move up half steps. And we call this distance a half step. A half step could be from an open string, imaginary fret 0, to a note on the 1st fret. That would be a half step. 2 of those makes a whole step. You guessed it. So like from here to here, that distance in pitch is called a whole step. So let's see, tips for beginners: getting your fingertips toughened up, having the right tools. You got a great guitar. I'm so happy about that. By the way, you've got a beautiful voice. I really enjoyed hearing you sing a few weeks ago, so soon you'll be able to play guitar and sing. That'll be awesome. Having a few tools, learning some primary chords from the key of G. Next, you want to learn primary chords in the key of C, and maybe go ahead and learn a few other primary chords from different keys. and start on a song. If you got a song that you really love, go ahead and start working on it. There's probably already a tutorial about the song. If there's not, you let me know and I'll make you one. And I wish you the best of luck with these exercises and these chords, and just stay encouraged and don't give up, and just really know that if I can do this, you can do this. And our hands are the same. It just feels different when you get started. Things feel really slow and the hand doesn't want to move quickly, but it will if you practice each day. Okay? Happy New Year, and I hope this helps anybody out there. Made this for Hope, but hey, if you got a new guitar for Christmas, you can start doing these things. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you watch this video and you got any help from it, comment and let me know. I thrive on those comments. I don't know, it just really makes me happy to see that somebody watched and that they learned something from this. So there's a beginner lesson. If you got a new guitar for Christmas, congratulations. And I'm Matt, signing out. We'll see you in the next lesson, okay? Bye.